Starting today, I got my own vlog. Woo! Welcome to the first episode of GeekGirlTV. I'm your Geek Girl host, Eve Park, the girl who owns more video game systems than pairs of shoes. I have a lot of fun things planned for this podcast, but the most important thing is to just get started. So here we go. Last week, we said goodbye to new episodes of Stargate for a whole nother year. But this week, that void in our hearts and our Sci-Fi Fridays is filled, thanks to the season premiere of Battlestar Galactica. Yes! Speaking of beginnings and endings, my loss of Who Wants to Be a Superhero was much mitigated by the new television series, Heroes. Heroes is so awesome, and you have no excuse not to watch it, because it's airing on like 3 different channels at different times during the week. You can watch it streaming on NBC.com, and if that weren't enough, you can buy episodes on iTunes. We're already 2 episodes into the season. And to help me discuss the show so far, please welcome Gary.
I was so excited about this show when I saw the previews.
Yes,
and I gotta say,
definitely.
I'm equally as excited now that it's 2 episodes in, although it's not what I thought it was going to be.
What did you think it was going to be?
I thought that they were going to start off with like barely having their powers. Like,
okay.
Oh, I can sort of fly like half an inch above the ground, or, you know, I can turn time back like 1 second. And then by like season 7 or 8, they can be flying and shooting lasers and all that stuff.
There was the eclipse. I don't think there was evidence of their superpowers before the eclipse.
Before the eclipse.
It was like the eclipse happened, and maybe it's astrological age of Aquarius, kind of like new thing.
Oh, I hope
that's
not.
happening.
I'm a sci-fi fan with a capital S-C-I. And if there's going to be like astrology in it, I'm Capricorn man. You know, then I'm out. At that point, you know, it's like the erase season pass from TiVo.
It
You know,
kind of seems like it, doesn't that? That was like the cue, maybe, for the superpowers?
I hope not. That would suck. They mentioned the eclipse and all that stuff, but they haven't really talked about it enough.
Yeah. But it's the beginning of both pages of the comic. I think each comic is going to start off with the eclipse and that Nissan ad.
Now, if they tried to do something scientific with it, like it was, well, the special eclipse and the way it was aligned, you know, somehow changed the forces.
Like a Space Odyssey, 2001.
Yeah,
you touch the obelisk and boom, evolution.
Boom, yeah, you're alive. I imagine we're seasons and seasons away from actually finding out details like that. Unless, of course, the show's canceled, which they'll cram it all into the last episode. Is it doing good in the ratings? I mean, I don't know. Probably not, because shows I watch don't usually do really well. But who's your favorite character?
Hero.
Yeah,
duh.
Hero.
Yatta!
Yatta! Well, he's the only one excited about being a superhero. Everybody else is like, oh, poor me. Oh, this sucks. I can fly. I'm so tortured. He's like, this is cool. And he's not even just, I'm going to do all this stuff for my own gain. He's like, oh, I'm going to be a superhero. I'm going to help people. I'm not going to profit. I'm going to do all this cool stuff.
And if you read the second comic, he realizes his whole purpose in life.
I like the actor that plays it. He's one of those guys that's been in like 20 different shows, sitcoms, sketch show TV, and he is like been everywhere. So it's about time that he's in a series like this. I looked ahead at the episode names. One of the episode names is called Heroes, H-I-R-O-S.
Maybe he goes back in time and meets himself? As in there's plural heroes?
That could be. He's obviously going to be one of the main characters.
Well, his name is Hero. That's a major illusion, I think.
That would be really cool, because he's not the obvious pick to be like the one you see all the time. The Ross of Friends, or whatever.
True.
You know, the one that has that slight edge that's a little tiny bit more. That would be so cool. And as a geek,
which would be perfect, because obviously it's a geek show, and to have the underdog geek,
Yatta! He's the only one with a blog.
But then I was also thinking it's wise that Hero has a vlog on NBC.com, because he speaks Japanese, he speaks a little bit of English, and they translate some things. He's the one where it's hardest for him to speak for himself.
Right, we can sort of understand his character more. They can develop his character. I assume that he's going to learn more and more English as the show goes on.
Maybe he can go into the future. No, that won't work because he's dead in the future. Atomic bomb and everything. But maybe he can go back in the past.
He has to spend some time.
Okay, so I want to talk about Nikki and Micah. Okay, Nikki's the trailer trash mom, and Micah's the little boy. Obviously, Micah is brilliant, and she has some weird, like, Hulk powers. I was wondering if you think they're related at all. Maybe her alter ego is super brilliant, and somehow, like, in her, like, shady past to repress the brilliant self that knows how to kill people and
Well,
hide
I
the
mean,
evidence.
I think her second self is very smart because seems to know how to take care of stuff.
Yeah. She gets
and obviously
the
very
job
strong.
done.
Maybe
I
she's
mean,
not.
like,
Maybe she just knows like kung fu.
yeah, if you have a exceptional knowledge of physics, maybe she can use that to her advantage to kill a man twice as strong with her with a piece of mirror.
And we don't know he's got any superpowers. He could just be a normal genius kid.
Yeah. It's called Heroes, so I'm expecting that he's going to be a hero.
Something like
and
that.
they've already outlined that it's genetic. So
this could be like The Incredibles.
That's a family line.
You know, where it's like, well, it's superheroes have kids, and their kids are superheroes, but it could be a completely different power.
They might not necessarily be related. You might be super strong, they go invisible. Here's the brothers, okay? And both brothers fly, but I don't really believe it. I don't think that the Dreamer brother flies.
But he did. He was standing on the edge of the building. He was going to jump again to have his brother save him.
Right.
And he took a couple steps forward, and then his brother said, look, and he was hovering above the ground. As soon as he looked, he fell.
Okay, maybe he can break the law of physics. Maybe the second brother was still doing it. You know, like he can...
No. I think keep it simple.
Levitate not only himself, but other things.
Keep it simple. I think they both fly.
Didn't want him to chip a tooth.
And I think they're telepathic. Telepathic with each other. And I think their mom has a superpower, too. Their mom is on the show way too much. Or not.
Maybe not. Like, the whole story of the dad, I could see, like, maybe if he thought he had a superpower, similar to flying, that he might kill himself, trying to prove it. Kind of like the son did.
Maybe.
I think what kind of superpower he would have, that he would kill himself in the bathroom trying to prove it. Now let's talk about Claire. Claire's the cheerleader.
Okay.
She's very depressed. And then her dad. She's adopted, and her dad knows. Her dad found the tape. Obviously, he's some sort of, like, government guy. What do you think he's going to be?
I don't know.
Well,
I think he killed some superheroes.
Yeah.
And there was a baby. Like, you know, it was the kind of thing like, you know, yes, we finally caught up with them, we tortured them, and what's that noise in the next room? And, oh, there's a baby here.
We've always
For
wanted
Pete's
to
sake, we didn't know they had a kid. And then
we
it's
can't
like,
adopt because I'm a psycho torturer government.
yeah, they don't let them adopt. But the weird thing is, he's been obviously an excellent father to her. She loves him very much.
So maybe he was hoping, you know, she wouldn't have it, or they didn't understand that it was genetic at that time.
It's tough. Am I the only one just waiting for them to cut her up and put the whole Wolverine claws into her?
Yada! Thanks, Gary. That was great. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up now. But first, I want to thank you for watching. And I'd love to hear any feedback you might have about the show. Please join me next week. This is Geek Girl, signing off.